Welcome, everyone, to The Hot Slice, a podcast brought to you by the team at Pizza Today and Pizza Expo. I am creative director Josh Cowan. Along with me, executive editor of Pizza Today. You know her, Denise Greer. Hello, Denise.
Hello, Josh.
The captain of this podcast ship right here.
Hey, I'm just holding it all together. That's just what we do, right?
Somebody's got to hold it together. Somebody's got to hold it together, and it's
Somebody's got to
your
hold it all
capable
together.
hands.
And speaking of holding it all together with the podcast, if you think you would make an interesting guest, hit me up.
Yes.
Send me an email, dgreer@pizzatoday.com, or you can message us on Instagram at Pizza Today. There's my plug.
Yeah, get on this podcast. We want to talk to some new people and spread our wings in the pizza community and get everybody a chance to get on here. So yeah, please
Yeah,
get in touch with us. And
yeah, whether you're a small business, big business, we don't care. We if you have a pizzeria or you're a chef in a pizzeria, or you're overseeing management in a pizzeria, hey, we would like to talk to you.
if you're listening to this on your favorite platform or YouTube, please give us a good rating and a nice comment and subscribe. That will, we're always happy to have you.
Absolutely. So when this episode comes out, we're going to be rolling into September, which means October is just around the corner. And I know I've been saying it on the podcast, but October is National Pizza Month. So be sure that you're doing something cool for National Pizza Month so you can get that local media coverage, so that you can get that local attention. You can get those local influencers highlighting what you do by seeing that it's National Pizza Month and that you're doing cool stuff. So,
And if this is your first National Pizza Month and you have no idea where to start, well, you're in
yeah.
luck. You need to tell them what they have.
Well, you have no.
Tell
I
them what
felt
they've
like
won.
we were going to be on Prices Right for a second. I don't know. But so if you go to pizzatoday.com/ National Pizza Month, we put together a toolkit, and Josh was a big part of it. He really helped me out conceptualizing some of the graphics. We even have like fill-in graphics where we've put a nice frame around it, National Pizza Month, all kinds of cool stuff, and then you just put your picture in the middle. And then we also have social media calendars. And that's a pretty penny if you were to try to go to a marketing agency and or social media company and say, hey, develop a month's worth of content.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, it would be quite a bit. So we've got all that for you right
And
there.
one more thing before we start the show, we'll be just over a month away from the first ever PizzaCon in
Yeah.
Fillmore in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania on November 7th. So it's a one-day event. Pack it all into one day. It's going to be so much fun, and the venue is amazing. I'm just really, really excited.
I am so excited about PizzaCon, and I'm excited to go to Philly and
Yeah.
sneak away to some pizzerias maybe the day before. So if you're in Philly, you might see us, sneaking into pizzerias to do some taste testing.
Maybe we should go on Scott's pizza tour. That's going to be at the PizzaCon as well. It's
Yeah, and it's available to anybody who wants to do it, right?
yep, yep. I think the bus leaves out at 4:30 in the afternoon, and you'll be going on a Philly pizza tour with Scott Wiener. So can't beat that. And
No.
yeah, can't beat that.
Yeah, his tours are so much fun. I love Scott. He geeks out on pizza in a way that only he can, and it's magical to watch.
And let's give a little shout out. Congratulations on Scott getting married.
Hey,
Um,
yay!
yes, congratulations, Scott.
All right. Okay, now that we've had some of the clearinghouse out of the way, let's get into our guest today. So our guest is a not one, but two-time pizza champion at International Pizza Challenge, and that is Ryan Osaski from DTown Pizzeria in Los Angeles, more in West Hollywood to be specific.
Yeah, yeah.
And
It was great talking to Ryan. I follow his Instagram, and the pizza that he makes is just I'm I'm hurt. I'm sick to my stomach that I haven't tried it at the competition that I've
Yeah,
missed it somehow because
I
it
had
looks.
that bone marrow one.
Oh, really? It's I mean the pizza that's coming out of DTown is amazing. So yeah,
Absolutely. And let's say, D-Town, of course, he's doing a Detroit style, but he's kind of a mad scientist too on figuring out, he definitely has he's a chef, so he's got that chef's mind of always creating and always coming up with something new. And he actually has combined a Detroit with a tavern, which you and I both, those are our favorite style of
right.
pizzas. So we're like, put them together. Okay,
One of
give
each,
me
please.
and I have it. So seeing that pizza, and I've watched his Instagram, and he's done a lot of videos where you can actually see what that mashup looks like, and it looks divine. It's like cracker, stiff and crunchy, and has those good Detroit qualities to it too. Oh man, I would be excited to eat that.
It's almost worth just getting on a plane to LA and going right
Yeah.
now. It really is.
We did try to talk him into because he is looking to expand. We tried to talk him into coming to Louisville, Kentucky, so that we can have
Right. We
it.
try
So,
talking to everyone in the coming to Louisville, Kentucky, but
no,
especially Ryan, because that
like
pizza look
how did Louisville, Kentucky to become such a big pizza city? Probably because Pizza Day keeps telling people to come.
just invited everyone.
Yeah, we did came to Kentucky, a
Yeah.
Brooklyn-based
Yeah.
pizzeria came.
Still haven't had that yet.
Emmy Squared came to
Yeah.
Kentucky, so
It's worked
we're
a little
getting
bit.
I think it's working. So, all right, so let's jump in and end our conversation with Ryan. And we go all over the place. We talk about a lot of things. We talk about business. We talk about pizza. We talk about
Dog pizzas.
marketing. We talk about the fickle LA market. We talk about a lot.
Hi, I'm Genevieve Ruby, a fifth generation dairy farmer here in Humboldt County, California. Did you know that 99% of California's dairy farms are family owned? And we're proud to sustainably produce the milk that goes into quality cheeses you use to create your delicious pizzas. Thanks for helping make California not only America's #1 dairy state, but the leading producer of mozzarella too. We hope you enjoy this podcast.
Performance Food Service is proud to deliver high-quality products, innovative technology, and custom operational solutions to restaurants of all sizes across the country. The flagship division of Performance Food Group, with deep roots in the restaurant industry, Performance Food Service has been the exclusive distributor of the Roma family of brands for more than 65 years. This signature relationship has allowed Performance Food Service to become a leader in the pizza and Italian segment of food service nationwide.
Hey, Ryan, welcome to the podcast.
Hey,
Right there.
thanks for having me.
Yes. So you sent us a little Instagram shot of something you were doing, and I was like, "What are you doing? You're creating a concoction that I was really jazzed and super excited about." So first, let's jump into that.
Awesome. Great. Good to hear. Good to hear we're putting something out there that's catching some attention.
Yeah. So tell us about this collaboration between two different pizza styles that you're going for. Now, you are a Detroit native, correct? You're
Yes,
from
correct.
Detroit,
Yes.
but in Hollywood now.
Yes,
Um,
correct.
and you're combining Detroit and Tavern? Like,
I,
how are you
I
doing this?
I'm pretty sure you're doing it for me because those are my two favorite styles. So
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
I need to get out there, but anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, good to hear. Yeah, it was, I obviously, I'm from Detroit and I wanted to launch the brand doing Detroit style pizza because it wasn't out here and I figured I'm from there. And so it just, all in all, it made sense. But then you always in the back of your mind, you're like, if I was going to add another style, or what would I do? And and I didn't necessarily, I've teased with a bunch of stuff or whatever, but I didn't necessarily want to do like, oh, all of a sudden we're doing a New York style or Neapolitan or Chicago or you know Chicago thin pieces or whatever. And so I kind of wanted this, like, what I didn't want to do just that was different. So I was like, how can we make, you know, a thin crust that's different than Chicago thin or bar or tavern. So, and I wanted what I felt was good about the Detroit is the Frico, and so it was
Yeah.
like, everybody loves what I think is great about Chicago is, the edges are crispy and all this and that, and you kind of get to the middle, and maybe I haven't had the best representations of it, but you get to the middle and it's kind of like it's a little like you're hoping for a little more, because sometimes it's a little soft, and so I was like, how can I make something that I think is like crispy all the way through, has the Frico, the crunchy edge of the Detroit, and is so kind of this hybrid. So, and I messed with different doughs, and so and it turns out, that we actually ultimately ended up using the same dough we do for our Detroits as we do with the thins. And it was, I had these, from Lloyd's, like their cutter pans. So they have like, there's a little bit of an angled edge, or a little wall or whatever you want to call it. And so I was like, how can we make these thins like that? And I haven't seen anybody do it. I've seen people do, like other pan style pizzas that are, rounds or I mean, the first one I even tested, not even purposely trying to, before I even had got a Detroit pan, was I threw some dough in a cast iron pan and made, a pizza with a Frico on it. But, you're still looking at a pizza that's, well over an inch thick, versus something that's, 3/16 of an inch, or something that's super thin, So I just thought it was kind of meshing the two, kind of would satisfy anybody who's like, I don't want a thick pizza. Let me try a thin pizza. And ultimately, it's like, it's the same amount of everything on the pizza,
Yeah.
So
How's the response been for that so far?
So far it's been pretty good. I would say the chef in me is always like okay, this is like good enough to like put out, but you're always in the back of your head, you're like, how can you do it better and keep improving, and not just improving but like the product, and like eliminating the variables of how long you're keeping the dough, and what's the shelf life of how long can we just kind of keep the dough like before it loses its luster, in trying to achieve what we're trying to achieve in the final product. So we're it's been good, but we want it to be better. It's just even making subtle changes, and not just the dough, but the processes and the procedures, and eliminating the variables so that you can have a consistent product.
Yeah.
Most of the time, or as much as you can, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And what kind of space are you dealing with your West Hollywood unit?
We have, we have less than 1,000 square feet. I think, we're at 900 or 950 square feet. So which is mostly kitchen. That we have some dining inside, and then we have some benches outside. So it's mostly a to-go restaurant, but we definitely have some dine-in, but certainly not as much as we could use, for sure. But the space itself, the visibility, the location, I feel is great. Despite it being challenging times, I think, just in LA in general, with just restaurants across the board. So I'm sure if I was in a different pond, it might be a different story, but we're in the ocean over here. So
Yeah, I was going to ask about that, your market. I mean, a West Hollywood market, who are your clientele, and how are you able to kind of reach them?
Well, we've operated in the city for basically the whole pandemic. We did some pop-ups, and we shared some space down the street, and so now we're back, a mile from where we were, and a much better location, more central in West Hollywood. There's more, it's more walkable, it's more visible. There's some built-in clientele. We've got some new customers. I mean, we went old. Obviously we do the Instagram, and you're trying to do as much as you can on there, and and advertising and Google and all that stuff. I mean, we went old school. It's and sent out some mail flyers, which seemed to get some response because it's a pretty densely populated. Though I've certainly heard that a lot of people have moved out, but also a lot of people have moved in. We've got a lot of new people in the neighborhood. From what I'm hearing. But yeah, I mean, to be honest, I mean, we're always looking for how else can we reach the people? How else can we we feel the product's great, and it's sometimes you're kind of banging your head again. You're like, what else can you do? Because you're like, I mean, if people just had the product, you'd be like, oh, okay, that place is good. That place is here. I just think a lot of there's so many people that just don't know. Because so many people are in their phones, and they don't look up, and
that's the best thing about being in LA. There's tons of influencers there, thankfully, for you. And I've noticed like a bunch of car reviews for your spot, and so I mean that's got to help somewhat.
Well, yeah. There was one guy who came in last year when we were at the old space, and certainly that he was the first one that actually tilted the needle of business.
Yeah.
To where you're like, oh, okay, that's legit. The rest of them, I mean, it's really, it's been nothing, more or less. I don't know, it's like, okay, well, maybe their post got views or something, but that didn't necessarily translate to like dollars in the restaurant. So,
okay.
You know what I mean? Like the one that did, like, it was legitimate. You're like, oh, because he came in, therefore we are busy. I know that happens, and hopefully, Portnoy comes in. I don't give a shit what review we get, because it's like, give us our, you don't review Detroit style pizza is good anyways. You start with the 7.5, give us our 7.8 or whatever BS. But like, we're going to be busy for, 2 weeks to a month. You know what I mean?
You'll have to give him both styles. You'll have to give him both styles.
Oh, yeah. For sure. He's going to have all the, all the above, and if he ever comes in, but it's a little help. But I guess you're looking for those burps in business that bump you up to a new plateau. And even with all the publications and the TV stuff, I mean, the TV stuff or publication work, I mean, you seem to get more burps in business, than really any of the influencers, to be honest. So, and then some of them, you're just like, you say, hey, come in and, grab a pizza or do a post, and they're like, oh, wait, by the way, we charge $1,000 or $2,500 or something.
You're like, no.
You're like,
no thanks.
Fuck out of here.
People ask us if we charge all the time. I was like, no, we're not that magazine. We don't charge to cover people. Absolutely not.
Yeah. And so, it's, you look for creative. It's okay. You want that money. Let's work out a deal where, we give you a discount code, and then how many people redeem that, use that. Let me give you a kickback of a percentage of that, to see, oh, okay, is your following actually bringing dollars into the restaurant? Otherwise, I don't know. It's not really worth anything. I mean, I haven't seen it, maybe there's other ones where, it's different. Maybe it's different for some other people, I don't know.
You're doing a thing that I've never seen done before, and that is making dog-friendly pizzas. I saw that on your Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
I was so impressed by that. That's amazing marketing right there.
We did. We had my dog in here, and it was a fun video. It was there's a ton of people that are walking their dogs. and so it was just like, how can we make this kind of, yeah, I mean, I don't know, make it dog friendly pizza, whatever. So we've had some good response. I would wish, I would hope that we could sell more, so we
Yeah.
could justify doing more things. I mean, we're kind of like, you have to be cautious of how much, I think of how many different things you try doing
Right.
in
Yeah.
challenging times to justify, if there's a line out the door, we can do all kinds of things, but
Yeah.
So
Your menu, I love that you get creative, like your pizza. Looks like you're always inventing new things or always coming up with new opportunities and things. But I love your boxes, by the way. Your pizza boxes with the cutouts, so you can, because it's world champion in your pizza. It gives such a photo op for people when they come to your spot.
Yeah, it's definitely good for marketing, and the boxes are great. The guys do a great job, and we're looking. We actually feel like we kind of need to update some of the artwork on there, because to get the two-time world champion on there now,
Yeah.
and maybe our pin in on both of our locations. But they're great boxes for sure, and I even need to get a new one soon of the for the thin crust. So I had to get there. I think the pizza box guys came by and said, "Hey, I say, man, there we go, try the thin one." But I said, I got to throw it in a generic box for now. So,
So you won your first world championship in 2021.
Oh gosh,
Yes.
that was our weird expo.
That was
that was like, I don't know if there should be an asterisk by that expo or not.
No, it was a fun expo. It was
Yeah,
just in August. It was like the hottest expo we've ever had.
It was.
So was that your first expo?
Yeah, that was the first time I ever even went to the expo.
Oh, wow.
And so it was.
That's a rough one. That's a rough one for your first one. You're like,
well, it was, it's just like, okay, just kind of, I don't know, roll with the punches or whatever. And I was like, I came prepared. I mean, the chef in me came prepared to be able to adapt to whatever scenario we were kind of in. And a lot of it was like, I forget the guys that put on the competition, Jeremy and
Jeremy,
Michael and Jeremy,
Master
and
Pizza.
The Master Pizza guys, and they're like, "Hey, did you get the email we sent out on Monday about the meeting?" And I was like, "What meeting are you talking about?" And so apparently, like, all of these emails were going to like spam or something.
Oh no!
I was like, I didn't get anything, and so I was just like, "All right, you just don't ever need to go to these meetings," and and I don't think I went for 3 years.
Oh gosh!
It was like,
But, luckily, those guys are pretty amenable. Like they help everyone out. If people are in a bind, they'll help them out with if they need to get a hold of a mixer, whatever they need, they're going to find it for them.
For sure. So it was a good one.
And then you won again in 2023 or 22?
2023. One my employees, we kind of worked on a pizza, and it was inspiration we got from a steakhouse that does a bone marrow pot pie, and I was like, man, we stuff this thing in a pizza, and
that was yours, huh? I remember that pizza.
Influence on it, and I felt like they were still talking about it last year, even though we didn't. The uni pizza I did, I guess it. I don't know. I don't want to say we didn't put our best foot forward, but I thought it was good. I thought it was a different pizza. I guess we took second in the uni pan division, uni with the uni. If you ain't first, you're last. So, another swing and a miss. We'll be back next year,
Yeah, that's the thing about competitions is you can just have it one year and then just the competition changes or the
Yeah.
competitors
Oh,
change,
yeah.
and it bumps you into different positions. So
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Totally. And I like competing. So, we could take a loss on the chin and, and move forward and we'll come up with something for next year. So we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, you've
what do
already got a
you,
ton of hardware that any pizzeria would die for.
yeah,
Not on there.
Yeah. I wish, I mean, it's like, I, it's I say it's nice. It looks good on the wall. But it's in this weird market. LA is so if it's not the shiny thing, on the block, it's just like the attention span is, like a
yeah,
bunch of 4-year-olds, and so they're just looking at something else, or going somewhere else. And so, I talked to other guys who didn't win placed, but maybe got second or third. So they're selling out, and you're like, what? I can win and can't sell out, let alone,
Yeah.
take a third. And, so, I don't know. It's like, who's winning? I mean, for your restaurant's busy, that's kind of a winning recipe.
And you do that in a mid-sized city. Yeah, you get a line out the door for
Yeah, I mean, we're certainly, we have a licensed partner location out in Canoga Park, and so we certainly, are open to expanding on that. And then also having some other, parent-owned companies, as well. So, yeah. And maybe we'll expand out of California as well.
oh, that's
So,
fun.
so.
So you have a licensed location there
Yeah.
In LA.
Yeah, but yeah, it's over in the valley. Yeah, I would say
Okay.
about 45 minutes. Yeah.
How did
Um,
what made you want to go the license route? Was it just an opportunity presented itself, or were you
yeah,
actively trying to seek out
yeah,
licensing?
no. It was they had been secret shopping us, and then they kind of sent an email today where we're interested in doing this. Would you be interested in licensing your brand? And kind of checked it out, and seemed like it was uh, you know an opportunity you kind of didn't want to miss out on. So um, yeah, so we got to get more of them in the pipeline.
That's awesome. Well,
Yeah.
I will, because I know you're getting ready to open here in a little bit and trying to get catering orders out the door. So I'll ask this one final question, then we'll let you go. What do you see with the future of your business? Where do you want to take it, and how are you going to get there?
I definitely see us. Yeah, I think I maybe touched on that, but I definitely I see us, expanding and having more, more partner locations and more, more locations that I own and but then beginning to build, our infrastructure um, but then yeah, maybe expanding outside of the state as well. I mean, I love California, but we certainly got to think about also where I want to
you're
live
very
once.
welcome in Louisville, Kentucky, anytime.
Yeah, come on,
Yeah,
we
I
need
mean,
some
I mean,
Detroit here.
yeah. I mean, it might, I mean, we're going to the Pizza Fest in Nashville in October, and
Yeah,
loosely looking for,
yeah,
hey, could this be a place that we live and move the brand to, not move, just also have a
yeah,
location there. So, real estate's real crazy out here, and taxes and all that stuff.
yeah,
So we got to think about, how we can maximize our profit, um,
absolutely.
uh,
Absolutely. The world is your oyster.
yeah. But this is, I like being, I like being an owner, or I'm sleeping in the bed that I made, you know what I mean? Like on
Hmm.
purpose, kind of thing. So, the chef world is, this is my new, medium for doing all my chef stuff. So
I
it's
love it. I love it. Well, keep doing what you do, and we can't
it's
wait to
exciting.
see what you do for Pizza Expo this year for
I'll
International
seek you
Pizza
out.
Challenge.
Awesome.
I'll seek your
Be
pizza out for Pizza Expo this year. I'll seek
Be
it out.
Awesome.
sure you register early so you can get into
Oh
those
yeah.
good competitions.
Yeah. I do right away. We don't want to be on the wait list. So yeah. Awesome.
All right. Well, have
All
a
right.
good afternoon,
All right, you too.
and
Okay.
we'll check in later. Okay.
Good chatting. All right.
Okay. Thank you. See ya.
Bye.